All right. So, hi guys. I am Nicolette.
I'm Ava.
And I'm Alina.
And we're here to present our favorite person ever, Jeneene Bailey-Allen.
So, Philadelphia University alumni Jeneene Bailey-Allen received her undergraduate degree with a 4.0 GPA in fashion merchandising and management and is currently receiving her MBA in innovation. Throughout her time as a student at Jefferson, she was involved in Lead Scholar, Association of Commuting Students, and Delta Mu Delta. You can find Jeneene on campus as she is currently the Fashion Immersion Program Coordinator at Jefferson. She is highly skilled in merchandising, styling, and retail management. Make sure to look out for her name in your email for lots of great job and internship opportunities.
Okay, and this is a little bit about her experience in the industry so far. So from May in 2014 to August in 2014, she was a production coordination intern under the company Bradaman, and there she assisted with fitting, styling, and assisted with vendor research and organization. In the fall, she worked in retail as a stylist by appointment for Macy's in Center City for about 3 months, then later became a sales associate at South Moon Under in the greater Philly area. After being with that company for almost 7 years, she transitioned into a store manager at Kohl's, where she would work with the management team and oversee the sales associates in her role. She specifically worked in the accessories, jewelry, and beauty department. Later then, she became a merchandising manager at Stein Mart, and then later returned back to South Moon Under as a manager and would be with the company again for almost 3 years. In September of 2019, Jeneene becomes a New York Fashion Immersion Program Coordinator at Thomas Jefferson University, a present role she is still pursuing and is loved by all of her students who take the course. While she's successfully doing this, she also started her own brand named Assignment and has had her brand for almost 10 months now.
So Jeneene is the founder and CEO of Assignment. She started that in December of 2021. Assignment was created in response to a lack of female presence in the streetwear and sneaker markets. Assignment provides a platform for female-owned designers, and it's an e-commerce marketplace that showcases emerging female BIPOC designers and their brands. This is a space for all women in streetwear and the sneaker industry to find community, celebrate, champion, and support their coveted work in the industry. And then I included a link to the website underneath. Mm-hmm. So this is just Jeneene's website. Talk a little bit about Assignment, everything she sells. All from candles and sweatshirts and different things to put on your sneakers, sunglasses, all that fun stuff. And now presenting Jeneene.
Oh, wow.
We got those off your Instagram.
That's funny. I definitely did not expect such a welcoming intro.
We love
really,
you.
I love you too. Y'all really dug deep. I was like, wow, I forgot I worked in some of those places. Wow. Hold on one second.
I tell them that I know that they're very good at subtly stalking without being creepy, and that's what they have to do for this assignment.
Yeah, I was like, wait, I did that? Oh wow, yeah, I did. Okay, I forgot. But thank you, ladies. Thank you so much. Thank you, Juliana, for having me kick this off. I'm excited yet nervous at the same time, which I don't know why, because I know most of you in this class, and I know all of you got an email from me. So yes, I'm Jeneene Bailey-Allen, El Honcho in charge of Assignment. Where do I start? So from what you said, I started Assignment because I noticed the lack of female representation within the male-dominated streetwear and sneaker industry. So I also used to work for my brother-in-law's company called Frontline Millionaires, which is a lifestyle brand. So through traveling with him and his team, we would go to Complex Con, different sneaker events, and just different shows. But I noticed that, like, you know, girls love sneakers and dressing in streetwear too, right, ladies? but the representation wasn't there. So I was like, a little light bulb went off in my head, and I was like, this is where I need to be, because I too like to wear sneakers. Like if I can't wear sneakers, I'm not going. So branched off from Frontline Millionaires and just started really doing the groundwork for assignment, which was to continue going to different trade shows, like Magic, Agenda. Agenda is a streetwear-based trade show similar to Magic, but it's only for streetwear and urban brands. So went there, networked with people, set the foundation, and then decided to start assignment. And my differentiation, different factor for the market was that I'm only catering to BIPOC women and then women that love streetwear and sneakers. So that's how assignment was created. And as far as the logo and name, if you know the brands Kith and Dover Street Market, like those are like the holy grail in my book, and like brands that I aspire to be like one day. However, unlike Kith, where they're a multi-brand retailer, but they still have male-owned brands, which is nothing wrong with that. It's just not, where I want to be. However, does anyone know if Dover Street Market is male or female owned on here?
I assume it's male owned, but they say assuming makes an ass out of you and me, so I probably shouldn't assume.
Yeah, you're a little booty. It's actually female owned. It's I forget her name, but it's her and her husband's, but she holds the majority of the stake in Dover Street Market. So I really love that. So I aspire to be like a women-owned Dover Street Market. So what was I saying? So going through these shows, I actually go to streetwear markets, and I source different female-owned brands, and I ask to partner with them to sell their merchandise on my website or highlight them on my website. I do Women-Owned Wednesdays, where I feature a woman-owned brand within the streetwear and sneaker industry, and just kind of highlight them, show love, encourage people to share, like, support, and so forth. Because honestly, in the streetwear and sneaker industry, women are possessing more of the buying power, but the companies aren't catering to them, or they're falling short on catering to them, which, I mean, it doesn't make sense, right? You're on mute, Juliana. All I hear is, I don't hear anything. It's just your head shaking.
Sorry.
So I partner with different brands, set up a kind of like a contract with them, wholesale. Is everyone familiar with wholesale? I see some heads shaking. Can't see everyone though, a little bit. So partner with them wholesale, and that's how I'm able to sell on my site retail. Any questions so far, or do you guys have questions for me? I do better with questions instead of just going off at the mouth. No? Riley, you don't have a question? Did you miss me?
Of course I missed you.
You've been doing really great at going off at the mouth. We do have questions prepared for you.
Oh, snap.
But before I let the three very special girls at the top left corner take it away, does anybody else have any questions for Jeneene, just based on what you know, if you already follow assignment, what she's already told you about her mission of being a woman in a male-dominated industry and area of fashion? Especially as we are all women on this call, I hope that this is or identifying as women, we should all hopefully be very inspired by this story. Oh, Madeline, yeah, awesome.
Yeah, I was just wondering how Well, first of all, like, how long did it take you for the process of your initial idea to where you are now, like actually being able to create your website, kind of like month or year, or how long? And then how did you get over being in that very extremely, like you said, dominated field, like self-talk, or how did you motivate yourself to continue to want to do this?
Right. So great question. That is a daily self-talk that I had with myself, that like, this is my passion. This is where I'm meant to be. I am here to make a difference. I'm already making a difference just from the response of the women that I've worked with. She's a Virgo, so confidence comes natural. True. But yeah, so it actually, like, I always knew that I wanted to be an entrepreneur and I didn't want to work for someone else long term. So I used to make jewelry and sell. I used to sew clothes. Anything that I can do that was like a side hustle, I always try to capitalize on. Sorry, 1 second. My loud brother. I always tried to capitalize on. So then once I started working with my brother-in-law's company, Frontline Millionaires, I was like, you know what? If they can do it, like, I can do it too. And like, I was like the brand ambassador. So they were, they're two guys that they kind of want to be behind the scenes of the brand. They don't want to be the face of the brand. So I was the face of the brand. So I'm like, well, why am I the face of the brand for a male company when I could just do this myself? And then I was thinking, oh, well, oh, you need money. You need money. If you keep letting all these things just, you know, deter you from what you actually want to do, you'll never actually do it. So I just took the leap. I did some research. I asked friends that were streetwear owners, like Miles Emotional Therapy, just chatting and talking with him and others within the industry, and just did it. And it was like the best feeling. It was like, oh, your company's formed, you know, information, like Beyonce. And I was like, wow, I'm a legit business owner. And everyone's like, congratulations, congratulations, wow. And the crowd goes, wow. And I'm like, wow, this is like, it's just a great feeling. And as far as the website, Shopify is actually a beautiful platform that really helps uplift and supports its small business owners. So I have it on there. And just also a little insider note, I was asked by Shopify to curate a marketplace in New York in November. So that's exciting because I was like, so I like being authentic and just like, you know, just being yourself whenever it really like helps. So I have a business coach who I work with, and we have calls every 2 weeks for about an hour, and she kind of just like holds me accountable to what I want to do for the business and kind of gives me some resources in order to set me up for success. And through those resources and just her suggestions, like, I take them to heart. Number one, because I'm paying her. And number two, because I really feel like she has the knowledge and she's not going to point me in the wrong direction. So just through working with her, and she's a partner in Shopify, she really likes our relationship. So she spoke me up in a room of Shopify people, and they were like, oh, well, we want to meet her. We want to do something with, you know, assignment. We want to hold an assignment curated marketplace in New York sometime in November, and they're going to pay for everything. And I was like, what? Is this a lie? Like, is this a joke? But no, they're going to pay for everything. So I get to pick out, I think 3 or 4 women-owned brands that I want to work with to bring them to the marketplace too. So like that's exciting. And I don't know if you guys looked at my website, but my whole mission and vision is women, community, and streetwear. So this would be a part of the community part. So I got goosebumps because of that, because it's about us.
Something else that I want to mention, and it kind of goes back to Madeline's question, is something that I admire about Jeneene. She brought this idea forth at a dinner with Camille Professor Avent and I, and she got very emotional about it. She got very emotional about it. And I'm going to get chills. You could feel her passion emanating from her on how passionate she was about this market and how it's underserved and underrepresented, and being a woman in this market, and just being sure that she was going to make a dent. And it was something that was so inspiring to see. And when you say, you know, how did she go about she jumped right in. She
literally jumped in.
Time to say, what if I fail? What if I do this? It was sink or swim, and she's swimming. And she jumped in and she said, I'm going to do this. And she didn't let fear come into her mind. And I think that's something that I admire so much about her. And today's speaker is that she knew what she wanted and she went for it. And it's something that I admire, and it's something that I see in all of you as well, is that when you have an idea and you're passionate about it, that's why we always say in projects, what are you passionate about? Find who you are and what speaks to you, and nothing will be able to stop you. And Jeneene is truly the epitome of that dream, and following her dream and finding something she believes in, and letting her passion drive her. But in addition, she also is a hustler. Like, we're talking about assignment, but she hasn't talked about her other branding opportunities. So she is her own brand with assignment, but she also has this intersectional identity that she puts into other brands. So do you want to talk a little bit about the other collaborations and stuff that you're doing?
Sure. So I think you're referring to, so again, just a few, notes or quotes. Like, I know that we always drill to you guys about networking and connecting with people, but that is legit what it's all about. Like, if closed mouths do not get fed, if you do not speak up, you don't know who you're in a room with, who you're sitting next to, on the plane, on the beach, at a restaurant, like anywhere. And luckily for me, people are drawn to me, and literally everyone talks to me, which I love, because I'm able to meet so many different people from so many different walks of life. But it was when I was a store manager for South Moon Under, through Neoka, Queen Neoka. I would go onto campus to have these pop-up shops, because we had this denim event every year and we had a quota. So I was trying to sell denim to y'all on campus. And this student at the time, Antonio Wooten, he came up to the table, inquired about the denim, but then also inquired about working with South Moon Under because he needed retail experience, because he'd never worked in retail. So I also employed students when I worked as the store manager as well. So I had no problem giving him a job. It didn't work out, but we still remain in close contact. And he's like my little brother. So him and I are working on a brunch series called Grits and Fits, where it's us going out to brunch, because I love to brunch. If any of you follow me on my personal page, I love to brunch. So it's all about going out to eat, but then getting dressed up, because brunch is an experience. It's no longer just eating breakfast, sometimes lunch. It's legit a vibe and experience. So we created this to bring to the people. And our first event is going to be in early October. But it's not just about eating and getting dressed. It's also about community. So somewhere down the line, we're going to host fashion shows, vending opportunities for emerging designers and artists, because he also has a brand called Artists Need Lunch Money. So yeah, just the connections you make, like even, the group that presented me, like you three may be partners within a business one day, or any 2 or 3 or 4 of you in this class today, like may be in business with each other, 10 years down the line or something like that. So also these projects that you do, gear them towards, if you want to be an entrepreneur or a small business owner, so that you're already setting yourself up for success, and you're not just, doing projects just to do them. So in my MBA program now, it's not fashion focused at all. It's all Jefferson nurses, doctors, and so forth. Boring. But every time I do a project, it's fashion related with them. And they're like, what? Yes, we're going to do fashion. So, you know.
And fashion is also
I
function.
can't hear you.
Yes, you can. I'm not on mute. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Yeah, and fashion is also function. So they need scrubs, and they have high end, they have luxury scrubs called figs and all that. So come on.
Yeah.
Who else? That was a great question, Madeline. Thank you so much. That was a really
Yes, thank you. I hope I answered that, Madeline.
You did. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Who else has a question? I'm looking at you, Gab Salvino.
Gabby, oh, how you've grown.
Hi.
I feel like a mom.
I have a fun question. I wanted to know what upcoming trends you think will be trending within streetwear and sneakers.
Love that question.
Right. So great question. That question gave me goosebumps. So so I personally think that orange, like that dress you have in your background, is going to be, if it's not going to be the Pantone color, it's going to be something around that. I feel like everything is trending around that color orange. Also the beaded necklace that has pearls on there, or smiley faces, or hamsas, or evil eye, anything like that. I think leather is still going to be in. Graphic tees will never go out. As far as sneakers go, I'm personally tired of Panda Dunks, so I wish they stopped releasing them 100 times. How many people on here have the black and white low top Panda Dunks? Anyone? Raise your hands. No one? Wait, no hands raised?
I see two hands raised. I see
Gabby and Alexa. But wait, I remember when you wanted them, Gabby. You wanted them real bad.
I wanted them so bad, and then I finally got them. Someone gifted me them, thankfully, but they're very pricey.
Sam.
Oh God, Sam said, get rid of the Panthers. Wait, why can't I see you on here, Sam?
He just turned his camera off for a second. He's right.
Oh, Sam and Anna.
He came to see you in person, and he just texted me or emailed me, and I had to see him.
Oh, I'm so sorry, bro. Sam, you guys gotta watch out for him. He's gonna be the next Virgil, I tell you. But yeah, I think dunks are still going to be in. Fortunately and unfortunately, I just wish they come up with some better colorways. Anything Travis Scott is always going to be trending, and I kind of feel like it's rest in peace to Yeezy. Jess made a face. Tell me more, Jess. I saw that face.
Yeah, I don't see that happening no time soon. He really like pioneered, like
no,
a lot
he
of
definitely
trends.
pioneered. He definitely pioneered.
It might be the end of Yeezy Adidas, but
yeah, Yeezy Adidas for sure. Yeezy Adidas. Are you a sneakerhead?
I'm a sneaker connoisseur. I don't like to brag, but I got heat in my closet.
Oh, what's
Ask
your
Sierra. She knows. Sierra seen my whole like she ain't seen my whole collection, but Sierra knows.
Wait, who's Sierra? I can't. Oh, Sierra. Okay.
Yeah, we graduate students, so you probably didn't.
Can you deliver
but
at 12?
Okay, I'm not mad at that. So, what's your favorite sneaker you got in your closet right now?
That's hard, honestly. I have to say, like, a piece that I'm kind of been wearing.
Oh, tomorrow's
like heavy. Sorry, I'm at work, so
that's okay.
The Thomas Campbell, like what this?
Yeah, of course.
I got them joints for like retail, like the Dunks. Yeah, so I've been wearing them a lot lately.
Wow.
You too. Take care.
Oh wow, and you got them for retail. Lucky you.
I got the plug.
I'm very.
Oh, you got the plug. Put it in the chat.
I'm very interested in this conversation of like how everybody just got really quiet and paid attention to the conversation about Yeezys and Kanye, or excuse me, Ye. Everybody got really quiet and attentive, right? And I think it's a really interesting conversation in fashion to talk about people inspiring fashion
Mhm.
people that don't necessarily have the in on fashion or haven't been classically trained or what, like there's Rick Owens. It's Rick Owens, right? But then there's Kanye. Who is Kanye? Is he a stylist? Is he a rapper? Do people like him because he's a rapper? Do people like him because he's a stylist? Should celebrities have their own collection? Should, you know, that's a very interesting topic to sound off on. We could have had a whole session just on that.
I was about to say that's a whole nother hour, that's the whole nother hour. But I'm for yay, all for yay. And I mean, I personally think that what he's saying about Adidas is true, and I don't think that he's crazy at all. And I feel like these big box companies, this is what they do from creators and designers. They still. But I could go on a whole live about that, but we're not going to do that right now. Any other questions? Destiny?
I do have a question, but I'm going to wait until the end because it's not like revolving around what we've talked about so far yet. But yeah.
Okay. Oh, and Jenna's on too. Oh my gosh.
It looks like Riley has her hand raised.
Riley?
Yeah.
I kind of wanted to ask, like, how do you see fast fashion and slow fashion affecting streetwear?
So that's a good question too, because eventually to become more profitable as a brand and then to scale, I eventually want to introduce my own products. However, I don't want to introduce product that is not socially responsible. So I was actually just like literally thinking today, like how would I go about doing that, which I'm still not entirely sure. But there are some slow fashion streetwear or lifestyle brands that I think are really dope. But when I think about streetwear as a whole, I think that it is very fast and contributing to the demise of, you know, the social responsibility of fashion. So yeah, I hope that answered your question, Riley.
Like you said, it like goes with fast fashion, so that affects the trends like directly, almost. Like, if it were to go into slow fashion, like would that change how like streetwear looks, I guess?
I think so, because when I think of streetwear, I think of fast paced, on trend with what's going on in hip hop culture, grunge, rock and roll, like all those things that kind of like encapsulates streetwear. And I think of those as being fast and like high pace. So then to slow it down, I'm not entirely sure what that looks like.
And it also entirely changes how you run your business, because when you are launching product, you generally launch product in an assortment that you've created. And if you can't get all the product in at the same time, or the lead times are triple the amount of time for certain things than they are for other things, it completely changes the way that your store is going to look and the way the assortment is going to look.
Right. Which is why my site looks so dry right now. But then also going into that, Juliana, some of the idea or premise behind streetwear is this idea of exclusive, limited drop culture. So you can't have exclusive, limited drop culture and still be slow fashion. So it's like a fine line I'm kind of teetering on, which is why I haven't release my own merchandise yet, because once it's released, it has to be released right. So that's still something I'm thinking about.
I think Alexa had her hand raised too. Did you get your question answered, Alexa?
Well, I was gonna say, do you think that reselling is kind of ruining, I guess you could say, like, because sneakers are a part of streetwear, obviously. And I feel like a lot of people are reselling now, like within the past, like maybe like 5 to 10 years ish. And I feel like things are just like not as accessible as they used to be because people are just being like greedy with like how much they overcharge sneakers now.
Yeah, I think that just goes into the whole hustle mentality. And I personally do not like to purchase resale unless it's something that I really, really had my heart out on, and then I will purchase resale. I'm not a reseller, don't want to be a reseller, and I think that they are kind of ruining the kind of like Christmas Day, or like, you know, getting something that you really want, and kind of discouraging people from doing that and like actually enjoying their purchases, looking forward to getting them. Like before it was like, you know, standing in long lines and that was cool, but now it's like a raffle that you have a raffle that you enter for the chance to purchase a sneaker, yet they still charge your card. Unless you don't win the raffle, then they return your card. Like, that's just kind of ridiculous. I don't understand why we just can't. Prime example would be the pandas. If you're releasing these sneakers 15 times throughout the month, like, then they should have just released. Everyone can buy them, or just keep them on the website so people can buy them and have them readily available, instead of creating this constant like, oh, pandas are dropping today, pandas are dropping today, pandas are dropping tomorrow kind of thing. Does that answer your question, Alexa?
Yeah, it does.
Any other questions?
People are blowing it up. And we have questions okay, so we still have a question by Destiny at the end. We have Christina and Jess both want to say something.
Okay, go ahead.
Christina, you can go first.
I have kind of like a 3-part question. So I was wondering like who you source your merchandise from, why you picked them, and then how you built those relationships with them to get to that point.
So who I source my merchandise from. So I'm on Instagram a lot, just looking through hashtags of streetwear, women in streetwear, Black or brown owned brands, or any member of the BIPOC community, as long as they're women. And I will slide in your DMs, or I'll send you an email. Through going to the streetwear events that I go to in New York or Atlanta, it's just me going up, seeing what these women are selling, seeing if it fits with, you know, assignment and how I envision my curated selection to look like, and just asking them if they would be interested in working with me wholesale to sell on my platform, but then also kind of tapping into my audience, especially if they're in New York or especially Atlanta, because the Atlanta market is different from the Philadelphia market. So they may be an Atlanta-based brand, but bringing them to Philadelphia opens up a whole nother market for them. So that's kind of like my selling point. And what was the other part of the question?
I was just interested in knowing how you built those relationships with them to like form that business relationship.
Yeah, so it's really just in them, talking to them, telling them about assignment and what it is. And honestly, the response that I've got from just telling people about assignment and its mission, it kind of just speaks for itself, and people want to be a part of it. I have a really good partner, which I've actually never met her in person, but we're attending ComplexCon together in November, because I'm doing a women in streetwear and sneakers takeover in LA. So I reached out to her. She makes sneaker candles, Lit Kicks, who's on my page. I bought like 20 candles from her and I only have one left, but I literally just reached out to her into her inbox on Instagram, told her about assignment, and then asked if she would be interested in me placing an order with her wholesale and kind of introducing her to the American market, because she's solely based in Toronto. I wouldn't really do that again because the shipping was crazy, but great connection I made.
Jeneene, can you explain what, for those that may not know, what BIPOC is, or BIPOC?
Black, Indigenous, people of color.
Thank you. Just in case you don't know. So it is expansive. It's not just women. It's not just women of color. BIPOC is a really great inclusive term.
Yeah.
Yes, go right ahead.
Did I answer all of
no
all parts of your question, Christine? I thought you said it was 3 parts.
No, that was good. You kind of covered them all in your first answer. So thank you so much.
Oh, okay, cool. And then there was another question. Besides Destiny, wasn't there someone else?
Yeah,
besides?
I had a question because
Oh,
I kind of wanted to know, like, were you, like, at what point did you become like a full-time like entrepreneur, if you are a full-time entrepreneur? Because the main reason I'm asking that is because like I am an entrepreneur. However, like even right now, like I'm freelancing for Fashion Week, and I just got invited to like an art show to like show my work. But it's just like I don't know how to like prioritize my work as opposed to like the work that I'm doing, like, you know, for my career in a sense. But like I would love to be like a full-time artist, but I don't want to be a struggling artist. But like how do you recommend that I balance that?
So for me, I'm not a full-time entrepreneur because I still work at the university, which allows me great flexibility. So I think it's just a matter of, like you said, time management and where your priorities lie. Like, I'm not sure of like all your responsibilities, but just kind of like lining them up and listing them as, you know, what's most important to you and what you actually have the capacity to do. Like, don't take on, you know, more than you could chew. Because sometimes I have to say no to things. Like, for instance, because I started my business and, you know, it is going well, I have friends that come to me and ask me like how to start a business now. What should I do? How do I fill out for an LLC, a logo, and all this? And I'm like, whew, I would love to help you, but I legitimately, like, you know, I just can't. Like, I can't do that right now, especially with being in grad school too. And then also I like to live, so I like to travel a lot. I'm a dog mom. Like, I have to prioritize, you know, things. So just all, my suggestion to you would be to like map it out. So like for me, I use my iPhone calendar to the T. So I'll, you know, devote a couple hours to my graduate work. Most times at night, I'm devoting time to assignment, and then kind of putting the other things in between where they fill in. And if I can't do it, then it's okay to say no. You look like you don't say no, Jess.
I don't say no. It's hard. It's hard to say no when you want to like be in every room, especially like me. Like I feel like I'm pretty much like a jack of all trades. Like I have a business background, and I'm going to get my master's in fashion. Like I have a lot under my belt in general, so it's hard for me to like be like, oh no, because I do want the opportunities, like for sure, but it's like too much sometimes. I'm not gonna lie.
But what's meant for you will already be for you. So
Facts.
you know, you thinking that you need to be in all these rooms, you know, at one time, if you just, you know, continue to be who you are and stay true to that, you don't have to be in a room, and your name's already going to be brought up in that room, even if you're not there.
Facts. I like that.
So I would say learn to say no, and then there'll be so many other yeses that are gonna come your way.
Thank you so much. That's great advice.
So much respect for that hustle. That's
kudos for the hustle.
Hell yeah.
Thank you.
You should put your brand or business in the chat so I can follow.
All right, I'm gonna drop the gram.
So we can all. Yes, Jess, we would love to support in any way we can. Please put it in.
Yes, I hand make rugs, garments, furniture. Yeah, if you want a piece, I'm taking commission.
Sure.
Jess, we'll have to hook up because we're gonna do something. A student or like a student entrepreneurs selling their products on campus. So we'll have to have a
okay, definitely.
Okay. Elena and group, do you want to ask maybe another question or two before we hand it over to Destiny?
Yeah, I think this question is like good to kind of, wrap it up. In the next 5 years, what are some of the goals you have for yourself or assignment?
That's another great question. So within the next 5 years, I would like to see assignments have a brick and mortar. So that way I'm able to constantly bring in the inventory of women-owned brands within those industries. And then also with assignment within those 5 years, having my own private label. Does that answer?
Yes.
Thank
And
you.
of course, I'll hopefully
Thank
be
you.
done graduate school by then and all that jazz.
Yeah.
Keep working.
Thank you. Destiny, take the floor.
And you better keep in touch with Ms. Jeneene Bailey-Allen, because you never know when she's going to hit it super, super big. She's already famous in our book, but she's going to hit it super big, and she's going to need lots of interns. So keep those connections. Same thing with Jess. They're both going to need lots of interns. So we all have to keep in touch and keep each other linked in.
Yeah, seriously. And even just for during my travels, and like if I have an idea of like what your passion is and what you're looking forward to doing, like you don't know who I have in my Rolodex. So
Okay, I can ask my questions. It's a little anticlimactic because you kind of answered it in certain aspects along the way. But my original question was, you mentioned how you like send us all emails, and I wonder how you are able to like find all of these opportunities and get all these connections. And again, you mentioned that you answered it kind of. So I guess a more a different question is what is the best way, I guess, that you get like these connections? Like, is it from these trade shows, or I don't know how to rephrase it, but yeah.
So I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. So
I'm cracking up.
Most of these opportunities that I'm just a messenger in some cases. Most of these opportunities come from the great FMM program director, Neoka Wyatt, and the plethora of people that she knows. In all honesty and transparency, I'm just the messenger. However, I consider myself little Neoka, and I have a small Rolodex of people as well. But most of the emails that you guys receive, I'm forwarding from Neoka, sometimes Camille, sometimes Juliana or other members of the staff. But mostly it's Neoka.
But no, Jeneene, you could go to a conference, you could be in London, you could be at a brunch, and you will find a contact.
That is true. That is true. That is true. Speaking of a contact, like yesterday, I was talking to a former director of Nike, who she now has her own sneaker brand called Lilith NYC. And I actually reached out to her to see if she could partner with me to be part of that Shopify marketplace in November, and she's down. So again, closed mouths don't get fed, and you got to network and connect with these people. And don't be shy, because the worst thing they can say is no, and then miss out. They'll miss out.
Thank you.
No problem. And I mean, ask Sam and Anna how I plugged them in during a almost famous pop-up shop. I was like, this is Sam and this is Anna, and this is what they do.
Awesome. Awesome, little Neoka. I plugged in assignment on Instagram, so it's ASGNMT_. And then also I plugged Grits and Fits because I just think it's such an awesome idea with the brunching that she had talked about as her other one. And then if she lets you follow her personal one, you can do that as well. But in interest of time, class is technically over, but we all know that Jeneene also runs the Instagram. So this post will be sent to you. We need to create a post. So if my girls can take some sort of screenshot and send that over to Jeneene and I via email so we can post about our first speaker of the series. Will you do a countdown for us?
Yeah, give me 1 second.
Let me make sure my hair is right.
Get your angles. Everybody get their angles.
Everybody pose.
Yeah, because those bitches be looking crazy.
Okay.
Get your angles. All right.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Okay.
Okay.
All good.
Everyone looks so beautiful. Thank you so much, Jeneene, for a great kickoff. Thank you so much for the excellent questions. Awesome. Every single question was awesome. Thank you all for being engaged. And I love learning more about you, learning about Jess and her business and hearing about your questions. Thank you all so much for sharing and being open and transparent and present. Really, really appreciate it. And thank you again, Jeneene. Round of applause.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'll check y'all in your emails.
She'll be there momentarily. All right.
Oh, and one last thing. If you did an incredible internship or doing one now, you have a fabulous job opportunity, can you send us a message so we can feature you on Instagram, please?
Please.
We love to show off our students.
We just did it with Gab Salvino, who's on this call, and she actually was on the Jefferson University Instagram too. So congrats to Gab. We're proud of
Yes.
And to all of our students, I know Maddie has had some great internships too. Congratulations to all of you. Great work. Keep up the great
And please, 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 when Jeneene is sending those emails or any of the faculty, open them. We have an incredible lineup of events, from fashion shows, being volunteers. We're working on a tour at Five Below. We're working on a tour with KOP Mall and trying to visit the Gucci store, Fenty, and some others. So I would really appreciate it if you check your emails on a regular basis so that we don't feel like we are hunting you down for numbers to take students to these events.
Thank you, Big Nyoka.
I appreciate it.
Thank you, Big Nyoka.
That was amazing, Jeneene. Thank you. And thank you for all your hard work and being dedicated to FMM. We know you could go and work for another company and make bigger bucks. But we really appreciate your dedication. It means a lot.
We couldn't do it without you and your spirit and everything that is you. We love you.
Thank you so much. I feel like
Yeah, because
all you are my kids.
They are your kids. They want to be your kids. Don't offer it because I'm pretty sure they'll take you up on it.
I'm a cool mom. I'm not a regular mom.
I'm not a regular mom. I'm a cool mom. All right. Thanks, everyone. Have a great Fashion Week weekend.
Yes, I can't wait.
Thank
The fit
you.
will be crazy.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, Sam.
That was awesome.
We got to stop recording.